I'll be there. You and I, we can fly anywhere you wanna go. Find a place we can hide, we can make it on our own. All along for the ride, to the stars just follow. You and I, side by side, dancing in your halo. Taking over, it's burning. You're so stuck in your head, think I'm leaving. In your mind I know that you're hurting, that I'll be there, yes I'll be there. You and I, we can fly anywhere you wanna go. Find a place we can hide, we can make it on our own. Go along for the ride, to the stars just follow. You and I, side by side, dancing in your halo.
Good evening, welcome to the sportiest stream, welcome to Rocket League Night here, and this wonderful Tuesday evening. I'm Sporty FC, you're joining us here for amazing Rocket League here tonight. By the way, before we get things started, thank you for the follows before the stream started to Ariel and Destroyer. I know both of you joining in and watching it for good reason. We've got a great match coming up here, and we've actually got a great couple of matches coming up here. 2 matches tonight. We start in the Kyohaku Rocket League series, then we go to World League series playoffs later tonight. So it's a best of 5 followed by a best of 7. Boy, is it going to be fun tonight. We're going to have some great action here for all of you. Solus Path actually going to be featured in both these matches. We've got 3 different orgs represented tonight. Solus Path, NBDA, and Acid Esports. So we've got a lot of good action. Let's start though with our Kyohaku Rocket League series. This is our best of 5. SB, clever team name, versus NBDA, New Balance, that association, Flare. SB, clever team name, 0-2 right now in the season. This has not been a good start to the season for them. You only get 7 weeks to prove yourself, so they're already a decent amount into the season. No wins just yet. A game differential, a pretty bad game differential of -5. The only silver lining for SB, clever team name, both their losses are against teams that are currently undefeated. So for them, at least at this point in the season, they can at least feel some solace in knowing that they played against some of the tougher teams right now in their division. The problem is, they haven't actually been able to win yet this season. This is, in theory, easier match for them. NVDA Flare 1-1 right now. Their week 1 win coming against the Acid Pioneers team that we're actually going to be seeing later. That team right now is 0-2. Their week 2 loss coming to the only other team that's 2-0. To a team that's 2-0 in Team Havoc. So for both these teams, they've had issues with being able to break above the ceiling ahead of them, of the top teams of their division. If you want to be a good team in playoffs, you're going to need to win the matches that matter, especially considering that there is actually a pretty big difference between 3rd seed, between top 3 and then 4 and the 4 and 5 spots. Top 3 get better seeding in the playoff bracket. They also just get a better position. I think they skip around in the final bracket. It'll be a pretty big deal. Yeah, they skip around in the final bracket. They get to skip around and play around later. So there's a reason why you want to be at the top of this division. You get better positioning and you get to skip that first round match that, who knows, is going to eliminate a good amount of teams in this tournament. So you want to get the wins when you can get them here. Because playoffs is single elimination. It's always been single elimination with Kyohaku Rocket League series. That hasn't changed at all. And it's a cool format, single elimination, but it's a format that you got to get used to. It is a format though where there will be no shortage of thank yous for being around further in the tournament, getting a bye in the events. So that's what is really at stake. And for these teams at this point in the season, it's about being able to prove that you are, able to break above, at least break near the top seed. That you deserve to challenge these top teams that are currently 2-0. They haven't none of these sides have beaten a 2-0 team right now, but again, they're not too far away. Again, for clever team, they're 0-2. They're near the bottom of the division. They really need to win desperately this season. NBDA Flare, right in the middle of things. Win or loss, this seeding can switch very quickly week in and week out. So you need to get these wins here as well, and it'll be huge for them. So 1 moment away from getting things going here. We'll get things started in just a moment. Now, I know for a fact, one thing to mention, of course, that one of the players here playing tonight, Aiden, actually is a person I know pretty well, another caster as well. Shout out to him. You'll probably know him better as Aiden XO on Twitch. So shout outs to them. Always gotta shout out casters whenever I get to see them in matches, because you don't get to see them very often. They just don't play as often as other people do. But it's fun to see them here, and it's fun to get things going here. Of course, we'll talk more about our playoff match in World Series later tonight when we get to that point. But for now, let's talk about this match that's coming up right here. SP, clever team name, NBDA Flare, 0-2, 1-1. Both of these teams with the same issue this season, that is being able to challenge the top teams here. They have not been able to really do so all that well. So, the question now comes down to, where do you rank amongst each other? If you can't be the teams at the very top of the division, can you at least be the teams right below them? NBDA Flare, currently, definitely one of those teams right below the top flight. SP, clever team name, albeit 0-2 at the bottom, near the bottom of the division. In fact, they might be at the bottom of their division. Yet both their losses coming to teams that are right now 2-0. They can absolutely prove themselves here. They have a lot to show for it. And again, they desperately need a win. We're almost at the halfway point in the season. You do not want to go win this for this long. SP, clever team name on the blue. With Aiden, Vadek, and T-Hops taking on NBDA Flare with Destroyer, or Best Warrior, love that name, Endesi, and the Ginger Snaps. these teams already making some roster moves as well, so a good amount of players playing in that are listed as subs. T-Hops being a very recent addition for SB Clever team name. Again, a team that has struggled trying to make some changes to see if they can at any way salvage something in the regular season and at least make playoffs. At this point, the question also for them is if they can even make it. For NBDA player, of course, not being able to beat the top teams, not being able to break into the top seeds, that is going to sting a lot, and there's no guarantee that they keep their spot either. We've seen so many teams collapse mid-season from mediocre starts. It's very tough to recover. Obviously, if you have a collapse and you don't want to afford to have one, but you also can't put yourself in the position where a collapse can take you out of the season. But for them, adding in Ginger Snaps actually as a new starter, I believe this last week, so... And both these teams playing with recent roster additions. Of course, those players are going to have a lot of pressure on them, Ginger Snaps. And T-Hops, they need to be here, and they need to prove that they can elevate these teams to a new level. This be Clever team name will go down the field. There's Aiden. Again, better known as Aiden XO, fellow caster of mine. Well, I actually haven't worked with yet, so that'll be interesting if I ever get the chance, but the SB Clever team name will go back. Pinched away by T-Hops. Aiden, waiting, will be unable to beat Ender C to this ball. This is, by the way, Division C. I believe this is, I want to say this is around, I'm sure someone in the chat will correct me. This is like High Champ, Low Grand Champion 1, right? High Champ 3, Low Champ Champion 1, it's around that rank level. I believe it is. I'm sure it's around that rank level. I'm sure someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's where we stand with these players. Now later tonight we'll have, I believe, Ascendant Division World Series, which is actually the exact same rank range. Champ 3, GC1, so... See how things go for now. No goals yet this game. Half the way through game 1, and a lot of heavy touches, a lot of boomer ball. Not really seeing as much control from these teams. I think a lot of these rosters, again, kind of having to get used to each other. It's very tough to make these mid-season adjustments. Aiden missed it! It's gonna go in for Ender C! Oh, it was not a very threatening touch there from Ender C. It definitely surprised Aiden, but at this rank level, that half flip needs to be a lot more smooth, a lot more efficient. Aiden caught completely asleep. Someone chat telling me 1450, 1600. So around C3, GC1. Actually got a little bit into GC2, actually. So it's like high, very high champion 3, GC1, and low GC2. Thank you. Got it. There will be goal 1 here, and NBDA not looking to slow down either. Bump in front to not connect on Vadek. As here goes Ginger Snaps. Gets by 1. Ginger Snaps! Gonna go look bottom left! Oh, what a move! He caught SB Clever team name all on strings, an NBDA player. Add another one. Heavy clears for Solus Path have not worked so far. I think by the way they follow. By the way, for the follow there, Cameron. Actually, Cameron H. Thank you so much for joining this Spodia stream. As SB Clever team name looking to get this one again. Will be NBDA looking for 3-0. And it feels like it can only get worse if SB Clever team name can't control this ball. And right now, it feels like every chance they get the ball, they just send it away. They just clear it down the field. You're not going to be successful doing that. And for teams at this rank level, at this rank range, you're going to see a lot more control. You're going to see a lot more intention in their touches. Clearing the ball away mindlessly isn't going to work so well. SB Clever team name really learning that here. For a team again that's 0-2, that may have chalked up their first 2 wins to being against teams at the top of the division. This is not such of a team for NBDA player. Right now, they're in the middle. This is a team you really need to beat. Because again, the question is, if they can't beat the teams at the top of the division, can they at least beat the teams right below the top? If they can't do that, I don't know if they're going to make playoffs. These divisions are not... Playoffs in this division is not difficult, but being able to do well in playoffs is. And right now, NBDA just taking over. It will be Destroyer. With a 4-0 lead now for NBDA in Game 1. This has been cutthroat so far. But again, for SB Clever team, if they can't beat teams like NBDA Flare, teams that again have lost the top in the division, they're going to have a very tough time even making playoffs. Nonetheless, putting themselves in a good spot in playoffs. And everybody's fighting for those top 3 spots. Well, be it all top 5 make playoffs. Top 3, again, get that extra spot. I automatically are into, I believe, the top 8, so... I mean, you're battling to stay in at this point. That's going to be a big clear. Should be for Destroyer. Ender C can't get to it in time. The Flare still not to slowing down. And again, the big difference here I mentioned earlier is the intention behind what they're doing. NBDA player, while a lot of these touches are a bit heavy, not clean, you can tell what they want to do with it. They have an idea of what's going to work. Oh, and that's going to go in the nets. Well, they had an idea of what's going to work. That one didn't work so well. Ginger Snap trying to clear it to the corner, and in fact, accidentally shot it into the top right corner of the own net. My goodness, you could not have tried that. You could not have done that any better had you tried again. And an answer for SP Clever Team Name, albeit one that was put in the net by NBDA player. And again, another play off a heavy clear. SP Clever Team Name. A lot of clears this game. They just haven't worked. And again, you can see what NBDA's player is doing. A lot of close range passing. A lot of getting right in front of the net. A lot of really forcing SP Clever Team Name to sit back. This back wall's open. Will be up the bar from Endersea. Gets to shoot there. Ginger Snaps will go once more. This one, oh, it's fallen to Endersea. No shot made, but NBDA Flare will take game one. And a pretty solid game one as well. 4-1. They just kept going. It was a conveyor belt of offense from them. Close range passes right in front of the net. And again, unlike SP Clever Team Name, not a lot of clears from them. SP Clever Team, a lot of clears. Tells me that they don't really have trust in each other. They don't really know where each other are. Typically speaking, teams that have good chemistry don't clear that much. They know where each other are, to where when they put the ball out, they put it near someone else to challenge. I don't get that from Clever Team. I don't know how much time they've had with each other, but it doesn't feel like they have been able to build any sort of teamwork this season. And I mean, they're already in week 3 of what is, again, 7 weeks this regular season. You're already well into the season. You gotta start being able to develop that teamwork, because if you don't, you're gonna be left behind by the end of the regular season and going into playoffs if you even make it there. Again, reminder that the top 3 seeds here, sorry, don't make top 8. They actually guarantee a spot in the top 16. The teams that don't, the teams that go 4 and 5, they have to play around to make it to top 16. So, a little bit of a tougher play for them. But NBDA Flare right now in a good position. Again, they want to challenge those top teams. They've only played one of them so far this season. They got destroyed in that match. But they still got a ton more matches to go. They still have time to prove themselves. And again, they're still looking to be a, you know, top contenders. Endersea's in a tough spot. Great touch there. He'll be up for Aiden. Looking for T-Hops, the recent addition. He's not been all that noticeable so far. Vadak just off the bar and out. As Destroyer will send it down the field. A poor touch from the Ginger Snaps, and NBDA Flare still attacking. Here goes Endersea. That's not a great touch, and he knew it immediately as well. Went for the boost, went for the dunk. Right after that play, as here goes Destroyer in the middle of the field. Vadak gets there. As you saw the bump attempt upfield. Endersea, oh, he's gone the wrong direction. T-Hops is going to take this one. What looked to be, I think, a blind pass from Endersea. I can't imagine the horror in his eyes seeing where that ball was going, because where it was going is right to the worst place possible for an attacker to be, and that is right in front of an open net. Doesn't get much more easy than that. NBDA Flare with a major blunder to give SP Clever Team Name their first lead of the series. Although they're not looking to sail it away for too long. Oh, they definitely won't. What a pass. Ginger Snaps gets up to that immediately. That's the kind of faith you can expect from these players, it feels. I mean, he's up immediately off that play from Endersea. Just read it beautifully. And, I mean, that kind of speed, that's the stuff that you want to build on this season. That's that team chemistry being used. 3.5 minutes about to go. NBDA Flare still looking for it. They've got to go back. Now it's their chance to take the lead. That's cleared away. The Clever Team Name, another heavy touch, and at this point for NBDA Flare, they're starting to recognize that this SP Clever Team Name has a lot of repetition in what they're trying to do. Heavy clear, and kind of see if you can follow it. Strategies that just aren't going to get you very far in divisions like these, especially as the season goes on. That's an open net, though! What happened to NBDA Flare? I thought they had full control of this thing. Oh, Ginger Snaps. Oh, he just gave up on that play. You can't do that. Especially with Endersea being up as high as they are. And for NBDA Flare, they have a lot of faith in each other to get the right play going. So you're going to consistently see them jump up on these plays when the teammate's going for it. And you see they're out of position after the end of that play because they're expecting the touch there from the Ginger Snaps. Oh, they'll go in front as this one. It's a chance there, taken away by T-Hops. Now off the back wall. Tough read for Aiden. In fact, he will get to that. Endersea looking to try to drop it in. Can he get there? Now a follow-up. That shot saved. Now an infield pass right to Destroyer! And right to the bottom left corner. It wasn't a very powerful shot, but it does the job. Everybody on SP Clever Team Name almost on no boost there. Only one boost was Aiden. He had already left the play. Last defender there with nothing in the tank, so completely flat-footed. They can't really move where they want to. And so a weaker shot like that can go in, but NBDA Flair is still not afraid of those infield passes. They're still throwing them out there. And it's a good thing that they can hit these infield passes, because that is something that's gonna that is the kind of thing that I see a lot of teams that can do it really lean on it in playoffs, in the postseason. And it's something that almost always works really well when teams get passive in the postseason. So there's a really good tendency that NBA Flair will go for infield passes when they think they can go for them, when they have offensive possession. As that's going to be a miss for Aiden. Will be off the post. Oh, and Destroyer hit the top of the net there. NBA Flair really should be up by one, but here they go. Another infield pass attempt. This one a bit too close to the net. T-Hops missed it, though! Destroyer jumps in. Everybody goes for New Balance Stat Association. While the first challenge completely missed it, Destroyer wasn't about to be left behind. NBDA Flair take the lead in Game 2. It was an awkward bounce. T-Hops. Vadek. Bumped away by Ginger Snaps. And now here goes Destroyer. A lot of boost to work with. We'll still challenge this and win the play. They're looking for a bump in front. They won't connect on Aiden. The boost really means they don't have as much. They can't really be that threatening. This ball will be cleared back. Endersea, who gets up to that quickly. Infield now for Aiden. That one immediately taken aback by Ginger Snaps. And they're still going. Vadek on low boost. Endersea on low as well, but they will get to this. That's a lob shot. T-Hops is waiting. Vadek to clear. It's cut by Destroyer. NBDA Flair not content to be up by just one. Pretty clever team name, though. Because this NBA Flair team is pushing for that 2-goal lead, still have a good amount of room in the backfield. They're out of position, though! That isn't going to help. There's a big hole in the backfield for SP Clever team name. And Ginger Snaps immediately catches it. T-Hops pushing out of the goal, sort of covering the front post there. They must not have seen them because you only push out like that if you're intending the challenge. So, poor vision for SP Clever team name. NBDA Flair. Well, I'll be up by 2. In fact, they're not done with just 2. They weren't done with 1 goal. It doesn't feel like this NBDA Flair team is ever done, no matter how many goals they have. 30 seconds to go. Still just as aggressive, but SP Clever team name. That's a great looking pass. Double commit for NBDA Flair to get rid of that one. It's a really tough bounce. Vadek to the back wall. Nobody there. SP Clever team name all left offense. They were on so little boost, they couldn't do anything with that play. NBDA gonna clear it out. Oh, what a redirect! The Ginger Snaps! With a lights-out shot to the end of Game 2. Blink and you'll miss it. NBDA Flair with a screamer on Forbidden Temple. That might as well encapsulate the entire series so far for NBDA Flair. Utter domination in the first 2 games. Of course, the series is not done yet, but unless SP Clever team name do something drastic, this will not be a series for very long. Ginger Snaps You compare them to T-Hops, the work that these players have done. Again, recent substitutions, recent player additions. One's getting involved, one's got a hat-trick, 2 assists, the other, only 1 goal to speak of, and only 1 shot as well. NBDA Flair, a whole lot more supportive of the Ginger Snaps right now. And SP Clever team name, not able to really get T-Hops as involved as they could be. T-Hops is definitely proven to be a useful player for them at times, but that's only in moments. Ginger Snaps is a consistent threat right now out of NBDA Flair, and again, for a team that is looking to compete against the very top of their division, they need to make sure matches like these against SP's Clever team name are quick. Of course, we're in Game 3 now. NBDA Flair can win the series in a sweep. Oh, as NBC didn't get that one, will be Ginger Snaps to go. But again, I love the creativity that this NBDA Flair team, I mean, they're consistently infield passing, they're consistently doing a lot of the same things, and until SP Clever team name can prove that they can beat that, NBDA Flair will just keep using that same option. Not really the habit you want to get into using the same offensive play over and over again, but if it works, you're not going to stop using it, you're going to keep using it until the team recognizes. NBDA Flair really pushing on pressure right now, not really a lot of infield passes, Endersea trying to hit the net. Aiden waiting for it. Now he'll dribble it the other way. Taken away by Destroyer. Endersea clears it back. This is going to go right to Solace Path, but they got to make something out of it. Aiden, bottom left, not on target. It's Vedek who missed it. It is still in. A shot that only goes 22 kilometers an hour. If there was anybody even reasonably packed for NBDA Flair, that is getting saved. But it goes in for Vedek. And now for a second game in a row, SP Clever team name take the lead first. Of course, a 1-goal lead isn't really going to be enough to, I think, win this game. This NBDA Flair team is likely going to get some goals. They don't seem to be a team that you can reckon with in terms of their offensive output. Now, though, they have not been able to get through the midfield. And the Ginger Snaps will clear. A touch right off the side wall is not read there by the Ginger Snaps. Now Endersea off the corner and looking to go around the net. SP Clever team doing a great job at holding boost right now. I think they've realized that part of the problem last game is that they couldn't challenge because of their low boost totals. They've got to be willing to attack this NBDA Flair infield passing head on. You cannot exactly play passive against that. Great job. It's really stepping up to the challenge. NBDA Flair not getting the same amount of space they had before. Ginger Snaps, though, will go around the corner. No bump in front, though, so this is going to be a free clear for Aiden. Endersea. The challenge on Vedek as here goes Destroyer. SP Clever team name holding on for now, but boost starting to become more of an issue for them as Destroyer dunked away by Vedek. T-Hops to get to it. Endersea's really got to go soon here. This is not a great spot to be as Vedek enough on it will force Endersea to jump off the back wall, and tough spot to be if you're NBDA Flair. So it was a dominant series so far. You're seeing SP Clever team name really kicking into overdrive. They're a whole lot better right now. A lot less clears too, so NBDA Flair not being given the ball nearly as often. Really wrecking havoc on their offensive output. As Ginger Snaps not able to get through. T-Hops is up the back wall. Destroyer does get a part of it, and means that SP Clever team name, oh, we're actually going to have to backtrack here. Destroyer still on the attack. And it's cleared away, and NBDA Flair, they just weren't there to support him. For a team that's normally so responsive. They're sitting all the way back now. And look at all the room that SP Clever team name has to take out of this play. Completely open in the midfield. You just don't see NBDA Flair give teams that kind of space. We haven't seen them do it all series so far. SP Clever team name, it may have taken them 2 games. Is this finally the warm-up? The problem, though, is it took them 2 games. They need to win 3 straight. That is so difficult to do. There's a reason why I actually keep a running tally on my stream of how many reverse sweeps we've had, because it is just that uncommon to see teams come back from this. Still, that's what SP Clever team name is stuck having to do. NBDA Flair, while Maybe not their best performance here. Still in this thing. Tied! Not tied yet, but want to go away from tying it. NBDA, who has gotten involved in getting those passes, finally getting one to Destroyer. Some open room and left in front, but of course NBDA Flare will need one more. As Destroyer looking to hit the net immediately here. Easily read by Vadek. And in fact, ooh, a fake there from Aiden. Actually, it does work well because NBDA Flare going back, but there's nobody home! Oh, what a pass! NBDA not taking too long to recover. That was a quick 1-2 punch. SP Clever team name just stood there stunned. Another infield pass, and now the passing is connecting. This is where SP Clever team name are really going to have issues. Again, they've got to battle these passes head on. NBDA Flare, though, making adjustments to how these passes are working. You're seeing them push it a little further. Not so close to the net anymore. A little bit further back. They're a little bit more midfield-based in their passing. Clearly, this is something that they at least planned for. And of course, SP Clever team name haven't seen it yet tonight. They were not ready for those kind of passes, and yay, well, I'll keep this game even. They're looking for a goal that can win them the series. Ginger Snaps had the incredible redirect at the end of the last game. A little bit quieter here in Game 3. They will look. It's Destroyer! Kept up by NBDA. Vadek won't have it. Demo as well. This ball kept up. It's a chance. It is off the side of the net there. A great looking opportunity. A tough shot, but one that you could have made. We go to overtime in Game 3. If NBDA Flare score, they will take the series. And for SP Clever team, namely, woes of the season will continue. What might be their worst loss yet. Again, both the losses so far, they can say it, were against undefeated teams at the top of the division. NBDA Flare, 1-1. They are definitely not what you would consider, at least at this point, a top team a team at the very top of the division. And yeah, it's still a SP Clever team name. Loss here will be detrimental. A sweep loss will be even worse. As T-Hops looking for Aiden. NBDA gets to it. Destroyer will. Ooh, miss on the clear. It falls right to NBDA, though, who will send it up. Destroyer! Too slow. T-Hop's already on it. SP Clever team again, needing to battle these infield passes head on. It's on target! Oh, it's just in! There was a bump in the backfield. T-Hops got a player, and I think he got NBDA. He definitely did. An NBDA Flare, nobody there to support again. If that rotation doesn't come in, they don't have backup. SP Clever team name. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it for a team that's so rotationally sound like NBDA Flare, but you gotta start making this a chaotic series. I don't think they did enough this game, but at the very least, they are a win closer. They are still in it, and the series continues, but realistically, I think if you are SP Clever team name here, you need to make this game chaotic. You cannot make it a rotational-based game. Clearly, NBDA Flare have you beat on that. You gotta make it chaotic, though. Their rotation is very strict, and one where they have a lot of trust in each other. You demo those players, you get rid of that rotation, and you get rid of SP Clever team name's ability to recover. So many of their goals have been, some of the goals they've given up have been wide open nets because someone didn't follow their rotation. Someone got bumped out of rotation. SP Clever team name. I want to see more of, bumps. Getting rid of that rotation. Do not make this a clean game. Make it a dirty one. Of course, NBDA Flare can play that. They do get a demo on the backfield to make the net open. For SP Clever team name now, that ends their 2-game streak of scoring first. But still a lot of time to go if you're Solus Path. Of course, this isn't the only match tonight with Solus Path. We'll have SP Rise later in their World Series playoff matchup against Acid Pioneers. That will be an elimination match as well in the World Series final bracket. A tough play there. Demo as well. T-Hops. Your snaps left on their lonesome, but SP Clever team name not bringing enough pressure. as well. I think so often you see players in that position want to sit and wait for the shot, but really the best thing to do there is to try to go for a bump. There's only one player back. Bump them. Make them make a bad touch. You've got players behind you. You can bump them out. So, of course, lots after doing threes when there's, of course, another player that they have supporting them. As now an infield play will be T-Hops to get to that one. Ginger Snaps is up. Will be met by Vadek, though, and here goes T-Hops. It's the team name looking to bounce this one in front. It's cleared away again by NBDA. That one's on target. A tough save for Ginger Snaps. They will make it, and now they pinch it out with a great defensive sequence from the Ginger Snaps. And in fact, they might score from this. Destroyer up. Oh, Ginger Snaps was up as well. Bad communication there. An NBDA player will need to slow things down and take their time. T-Hops. Enter C. And T-Hops will just play it backwards. Vadek. Kept aside by the Ginger Snaps. Ender C. And NBDA Flare. Can't be so reliant anymore on what the Ginger Snaps has done. They'll need to be able to make their own offense here, but Ender C can do that! It's off the post! Destroyer won't be able to score, in goes the Ginger Snaps, and this one's gonna be right off the back wall. SP Clever team name in real panic here. Double commit. Ginger Snaps. Great touch from T-Hops. That'll get rid of all the offense for NBDA and will force them to restart. Although clearly they don't need to restart from much, as the demos continue to ring out. While I was talking about the demos for SP Clever team name and their advantage, NBDA player doing the exact same thing. Clearly they want it to be a more chaotic game as well. We haven't really seen them play that, although they're out of position. That is kept wide. T-Hops actually got the touch on that. He saved his own teammate's shot. Albeit, I don't know if that was necessarily going in. Regardless. Oh, what a touch! Vadek gets to it immediately. An SP Clever team name holding it down. Took them 2 games to really get warmed up. Now that they're in, can they keep things in their favor? Not the same start they had from last game. They've got to work from being behind. As T-Hops. Anderson, look at how high up everybody is from NBDA. They're waiting for the pass. Now they'll have to go back to defense, and this is could be a counterattack. Or a touch, though, from Vadek to Endersey, and we have a team name already sent back to defense. But NBDA is sitting so high up on the field right now. As we clear team name can start counterattacking them because of this. Although, again, this NBDA player team doing a really good job at letting that third player back delay the game. They're delaying it. They're intentionally slowing things down. They're not necessarily going for clears all the time. Forcing Clever team name to sort of play at their pace, sort of play at their game, and that is not something that you ever want to have to do as a team, is play to your opponent's skill set. As Aiden going for the bump, won't connect. Vadek. Easy save for a Destroyer. And a challenge as well. T-Hops. Only 1 goal scored this game. That one whiffed on by the Ginger Snaps. As here goes a passing play. Vadek. Nowhere close. NBDA will slowly but surely try to dribble this one out. They won't get very far. Less than a minute to go now for a Soulless Path. Potentially in this series. They must score at least once if they are to see themselves go to Game 5. Right now, they're on their own half of the field. This could be real trouble for them. Cleared away. Right to Endersey. And look at this. Right to Destroyer. Right to the Ginger Snaps. That's bounced off Endersey. Aiden wasn't really in a great spot. That looked like it was initially going on target. A little bit of fortune there if you're Soulless Path. But you got to get up to offense here. Think about how fortunate you are. It's offense you need. It's shots you need. It's chances that you need. Time running out. Maybe one last go at it for Soulless Path. This one in front. Endersey gets to it. Now another pass. Destroyer's in a tough spot. This ball in the corner. It is on the floor. And NBDA Flare now advance the record to 2-1 on a 3-1 series victory. Well, a tough go at it. NBDA Flare come out on top, and by the end of this series, you saw this SP Clever team name play at a much better level than we saw at the start. It took them a very long time to warm up. I think if they didn't need 2 games to warm up here, we're talking about a series that could probably go the distance, maybe even go to Soulless Path, but Of course, if you can't start well, you're already putting yourself in the hole, and NBDA Flair will now advance the record to 2-1 for Solus Bap. Their terrible record continues. It's now 0-3 this season. Unfortunately for them, the difficulties continue. We're gonna get a quick interview while we're at it. But yeah, we're gonna get a quick interview here with, I believe, NBDA Flair joining us in just a moment. Again, big win for them. Their record advances. It looks a whole lot nicer now. But joining us here will be the Destroyer. Welcome in, Destroyer. 3-1 win. NBDA Flair. Well, you had an interesting start to the season here. One of your losses coming down. Well, it's your loss last week, coming to a team that's currently 2-0. A very impressive side, to say the very least. But tonight was definitely a night of redemption, of bounce back as well. I think after last week, maybe there's some questions on what this team could do and if this team could be at the top of the division. Again, losing to Jaguars Den. Obviously, you're proving here, at least for now, you are still battling a win like this over SP Clever team name. How does it feel for a team, again, especially coming off a loss last week? How does it feel to get the win this week and just tell yourselves that, hey, you're still here, you're still battling, and you're still, contending for the top of the division?
It's pretty good. It's very nice that we were able to come together and make some good plays and just overall good team play from us and as well as them at the end there. They were starting to get their groove going, so we were sweating a little bit. But no, overall it was a very fun series, very good team from both sides. Overall, just I had a very, very fun time, very good time.
You definitely did as well, and I mean, you talked about it as well. The end of the series, SP Clever team name, it felt like Game 2, Game 3 was a huge shift. I don't know where it came from with them, but they completely turned around. They looked like a very different team between those games. They made a huge shift. You guys needed to respond to it, and you did. Your offense wasn't nearly successful. What was the team mentality like, in Game 3, seeing that shift, and how did you guys react going into Game 4? What did you guys do to not scare yourselves too much from their change?
We just noticed that the comms were kind of quiet the third game, so we just turned up the comms, and it proved to help out a lot and made it a lot easier to position and be ready for whatever was coming our way.
Yeah, of course, one of the things I talked about here is that you guys are trying to contend for the top of the division. You haven't really been there just yet against any of these, undefeated sides. Of course, you lost to Jaguars then, but there's two other, Team Havoc, as well as is it Lolionks? Yeah, Loki Yonks, as well. Now, for you guys at least, again, you guys did lose to... Who'd you guys lose to earlier?
Havoc.
You lost to Havoc. You get to play against the Jaguars Den next. You get to play against Loki Unks later this season as well. They're going to be the last team, I believe, you play in the regular season. No, it won't be. They'll be the second to last team playing the regular season. Those teams right now are leading the division. I think you guys, your thought is that at this point, you want to not be in this part of the season. You want to be at the top of the division. What are you guys going to do to really beat these teams? Because so far, no one has been able to. They're all going to battle each other. They're all going to stay at the top of the division unless someone can take them down. What are you guys going to do to, accomplish this?
Well, obviously, practice makes perfect. We're going to work on our team. I mean, Ginger was just introduced to our team. We've been playing, though, for a long time. He's my IRL buddy. So it makes it a lot easier for me and him to communicate. But we still got to work as a team to merge ourselves together to make it a lot easier, make a play style that works for all of us. But I believe we could do it. We could probably pull off a good season at least. Yes, one loss, but overall, I think we can get going pretty well.
You guys definitely can here. Your record now advances to 2-1 on the season. Of course, some very tough matches to go that will really test you guys and where you guys stand in the group stage. But for now, thank you so much for joining, Destroyer. Congrats on the win here against SP Clever Team Name. Do you have anything else you want to say to anybody out there you want to mention? Anything else you want to kind of talk about?
Shout out to the boys. We did it. We made it through another week.
Definitely did. Well, thank you to you for joining, Destroyer. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was Destroyer joining us there out of NBDA Flair, a 3-1 victory as well. Of course, our night not done. We've got playoffs up next as well for Royalty Series, SP Rise, Acid Pioneers. That'll be quite the series to watch, and well, it'll be a best of 7. So we'll be back very, very soon with more action. Playoffs from Royalty Series. Winner advances, loser is out. Can Soulless Path win a match on stream tonight? All those questions will be answered in just a moment. Give us a little break. When we come back, we'll have that series set up ready for all of you.
The fire makes the city look so bright. Close your eyes and just stay tight. We have to go. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me while we leave. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me while we leave. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me while we leave. Stay with me.
we're something magical, 'cause no one else seems to even bother. Looks like I'm on my own, facing this loneliness. It is hard to be found when no one's looking. I am feeling left out and I keep screaming. No one ever understands it. Feels like I became Atlantis. Hidden from the world, I'm looking for a way. I'm looking for a way.
I know it was a little while ago. I forgot to say this earlier, though. Thank you for the follow, Chappy Figure. Hopefully, you're doing well. Thank you so much for following. Stick around. We'll have SP Rise Acid Pioneers in just a few minutes.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Citizens are advised to take the following steps. Stay alert to your community. Forward your emergency alert notifications.
I should move, 'cause New York is getting muddy out. And there's LA, but it's always kinda sunny out. And I don't wanna hurt no more, so I set my bar real low. I'm okay, I'm okay. You say it, but you just don't mean it. You're so insane, you're so insane. Shut up and just enjoy this feeling. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. when I'm not so mad at Twitter now. Living sucks, but it's sucking just a little now. And I don't wanna cry no more, so I set my bar real low. I'm okay, I'm okay. You say it, but you just don't mean it. You're so insane, you're so insane. Shut up and just enjoy this feeling. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. I may be wrong, I may be wrong. It's stupid, but it's all I have. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. But I'm way less sad. But I'm way less sad.
I've seen enough things to lose hope, and here I am still going. I am even stronger now. Evil is looking around you, and maybe I'm mistaken. You know I'm feeling alright. Like something on my face, something in my body, still hurts. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. The more that I've done, the less I've become. I just stay forever within our souls. Some don't even know, and life will go on. And then will become just nothing at all. Just nothing, just nothing, just nothing, just nothing at all. Nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all. And then will become just nothing at all. We've seen all the way to ourselves just to know what it meant, so you took it away. Till times were connected, I'm gonna forget it tonight is done. There's something on my face, something in my way, still hurts. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on.
Something on my face, something in my veins still hurts. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. Something on my face, something in my veins still hurts. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. The more that I've done, the less I've become. I just stay forever within our souls. So do if I know, as life will go on, but then we'll become just nothing at all. Just nothing, just nothing, just nothing, just nothing at all. Nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all. And then we'll become just nothing at all. I've seen enough things to lose hope, and here I am still growing. I am even stronger now.
Welcome back to the Sportiest stream. Hopefully you all enjoyed that break. We now have Rocket League action as mentioned. The match coming up here, playoffs in the Royalty Series. Solus Path back again with SP Rise. Acid Esports with Acid Pioneers on the other side. This will be our second and last match of the night here. We just saw, well, a little while ago, NBDA Flare take down SP Clever Team name in a 3-1 series victory. SP Clever Team name side that got better as the series went on, but just couldn't recover from an 0-2 start. We now go to playoffs. This is a best-of-7 series. Solus Path Rise, Acid Pioneers, and these teams already just coming off of a wins in the Swiss bracket. SP Rise 2-0 in Swiss. Ikigai and Spartan Dorvu, the teams that they beat there. Their record through the regular season being 5-2 for their opponents here in Acid Pioneers. A much more impressive performance from them. 2-5 in the regular season. A pretty terrible record, all things considered. 2-1 through Swiss. They've somehow made it their way through. Wins against St. Vincent College and Sky One Academy Nova. So 2-1 there for them in Swiss. But again, 2-5 in the regular season. This has not been a pretty regular season for the Acid Pioneers. But benefit is they're in playoffs. And now that you're in playoffs, you can throw a record out of the window. It doesn't matter anymore. Just about winning and moving forward and moving onward here. Here's what the rosters look like. This is 3v3 action in the Ascendant Division. This is around Champ 3 GC1 action. SP Rise with Draco, who will be a player you might recognize on this stream. At least if you are in Ascent Tournament Series, you'll recognize him. He was one of the 1v1 league winners during our season. So very fun to see him show up as well. Acid Pioneers led by Zaza, the Orgoner. Someone I've talked to a good amount as well. But, the simple answer for what this series has in front of us here is very simple. Win and move on. Lose and go home. That's just that simple. Win or lose. Move on or see yourself out of the end of the final bracket. Both these teams just qualifying. You don't get an extra life here like you did in Swiss. You have one life and you better make that life count. Especially in a bracket like this. It is a giant bracket. Now, I can't show you the bracket either as well because the bracket actually isn't up yet. It's not showing. So the bracket isn't up yet, so Unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait a little bit for the bracket to show up. Hopefully by next week we'll have it, or at least by later this week, hopefully, we will have it. But, we'll see. What I will say, though, is we're only moments away from getting this best of 7 started for both these teams. Acid Pioneers, I need to see a lot from them. Again, they're the team that came into this thing with a 2-5 regular season record, 2-1 in Swiss. Everything's pointing to them losing this series. Everything's pointing to them struggling here against SP Rise. They gotta be the team that proves themselves here, not SP Rise. SP Rise has already proven enough. They've been a 2-0 record to Swiss is quite impressive. Even for a 5-2 team, that's still pretty tough to do. I mean, for any team in Swiss, it's tough to do. But for them, at least, they don't really have as much to prove here. They've already done what they need to do. It's going to be really them waiting to see if the Acid Pioneers can show up. If Acid Pioneers show up, then we'll see if SP Rise can answer. But only moments away. For SP Rise and Soulspath as well, tonight, they've already lost their last series, and pretty badly, too. Again, those first 2 games in their last series for SP team name. Clever team name wasn't great for them. Their first 2 games were terrible. So, for SP Rise, hoping to do it, hoping to get a win in a pretty important series. As the Pioneers, actually in the same division, by the way, as SP Clever Team Name. SP Clever Team Name is, as well as NBDA Flare. They're 0-2, actually, in that one. They're the team at the very bottom of the group. So, Kyohaku Rocket League Series hasn't been so nice to them, but Royalty Series might be better. We'll see. They got a lot to prove here. But again, getting through Swiss is only the start of playoffs for these teams. You got a whole lot more to go, and a whole lot to prove. Having a not perfect regular season, really tough to play in playoffs, because you got to play a lot more matches, you got to play a lot more action, you got to be a lot more involved as well. So I don't know, we'll just be waiting to see what will happen here, waiting on these players to show up as well. But I'm looking forward to it. We've got, again, some really good action, and hopefully a really good match here as well by the end of the night. But again, we're only moments away from getting things going here. As should be able to get everybody to the lobby in just a moment, just to get everything going. Now, everybody is here for SP Rise. It's Draco, Mystic, Siren. Siren, by the way, is Sir Klops a lot. Yeah, we'll be a little bit longer as well. Again, just to put this into perspective, of course, there are some teams in the upper bracket, there's some teams in the lower bracket. It's not an easy final bracket. I don't remember how many teams in the final bracket, but it's a lot. Actually, I can tell you exactly how many there are. I think there's 32. I believe there's 32 teams in the final bracket for NA 3v3 Ascendant, because there's 16 teams from groups. Yeah, there's 16 teams from the Swiss bracket, and of course that would also mean that there has to be 16 teams from... Well, it wouldn't be the Swiss bracket, from the regular season, because again, reminder, it's the hybrid bracket that you guys probably know from RLCS. We're doing that bracket, so half the teams are in Swiss, half the teams are above. Can I show the bracket? I cannot. The bracket's actually not public. For whatever reason, it hasn't been made yet for Royalty Series, which is annoying. If I could show you the bracket, I absolutely would show you guys the bracket. I literally can't. I don't have it in front of me here. It hasn't been made yet, I don't believe. Or has it been? Oh, you know what? It has been. Has it? Wait a second. Oh, sorry, it's only 16 teams in the final bracket, not 32. Is it really only 16? Okay, the final bracket actually is up. They must have made it while I was initially making this, setting everything up here. One moment. Is it up? I think it is up. So there's actually 16 teams in the final bracket. No, I thought there was 32. Why is... Oh, you know what? I think everybody was playing in Swiss then. Must be everybody was playing in Swiss. No, it wouldn't have been that way. Moment then. Let me check. Bracket actually is up. Sorry. Okay, you know what? Oh, it's one of those split brackets. Yeah, there's 32 teams in this bracket. I can actually show you guys what the bracket looks like then. As well. I think everybody's telling me to start soon. Yeah, they're ready. So give us a moment here, everybody in the lobby. Let me show you. What if you did ask what the bracket looks like? Apparently, it actually is up. Let me get the bracket up for all of you who are asking for it. The bracket actually is made, but this is lower round 1, if that helps you out. It's the first round of playoffs, so there's literally nothing else happening in the playoffs yet. Let me show you. Let me see if I can get the bracket up while we are doing this. I know these players are waiting. They're very patient. Again, this is lower round 1. So if you guys can think of the AFL type, well, I call it the AFL bracket. It's definitely been called the AFL bracket. It's known as the hybrid bracket in RL Esports. It's the same kind of bracket that you're thinking of, the one that RLCS does. Here, let me show you what the bracket looks like while I get the players ready to go. There we go. This is what our bracket looks like, by the way. You can see they're in lower round 1. They lose, they're out, by the way. That's how it is. There are some teams in uppers. Of course, 32 teams in this final bracket. Very long final bracket. Championship is still like a month away, basically. We're a very long way away from getting anywhere there. But let's get into the series here. This is Game 1. SBRI's Acid Pioneers. Is this the first round of the bracket? Well, you guys hopefully got to see what the bracket looks like. It's the first round of the lower portion of the bracket at this point. As, again, Acid Pioneers on the orange. Already in the net there with Heavenly. That is Heavenly, Zaza, and JC are all in for Acid Pioneers. They're already up 8 seconds into this game for, again, Acid Pioneers 2-5 through the regular season. This has not been a pretty season for them. They have really had to fight their way into this thing. The problem is that bad regular season means every single step of the way you're gonna have really tough matchups. You're gonna be in a tough position seeding wise. Of course, Swiss, they could have potentially fixed some of that seeding and at least get themselves a good seed in into this round. Of course, going 2-1 didn't help them, and that they will get a lower seed position in lower round 1. My cam's off. I don't have cams during game. I know a lot of casters do that. I personally don't like to do that. I think you guys should see the game instead of me. You're gonna see me, though, in between games. Maybe, as a goal already for SP Rise. An answer for Soulless Path. Didn't take them too long here. As again, reminder that Siren is Sir Clopsalot. I don't know why they go by Siren, but they do in-game, but it's Sir Clopsalot. That's on that account. And tied at 1 each, but again, really, Acid Pioneer is the one that needs to be proving anything here, and man, this has just been three goals in the first minute. Clearly, defense doesn't seem to matter for either of these teams. I'm impressed they've... Typically speaking, when we get to this point in the tournament, you start to see defense really become important for sides. Clearly, that isn't happening. The Acid Pioneers take the lead again. Another shot from Heavenly from distance, too. So, defensively, it's all a mess right now for both these teams. Hopefully, over time, we'll see that correct itself. Of course, Soulless Path not looking to be ones to stay away from shooting themselves. It is Mystic who's trying to create some room. Will leave things for Draco? No, he'll just go himself. And right to Heavenly, who another long shot. This one, SB is on top of. They saw him do it twice already this game. They're not going to let him have another goal from that. As JC will look for the flick, and it will be cleared away. Acid Pioneers trying to jump in on this one, as it will be Soulless Path, a bit slow to that challenge. Acid trying his JC. Won't be able to get a great touch on it, though. He does keep it in offense, though, and Acid can make something of this. Bouncing ball, Heavenly. Smart to not go for it, albeit very far back. This is going to be a lot of offense for SP Rise. Although, not much in the way of really chances on that offense. As the Acid Pioneers continue to take their time, will be a flip reset. Zaza, really not getting much there. Mystic will take it to the sidewall, an awkward bounce to react to, and here comes Heavenly for the hat-trick! Saved away by Sir Clopsalot. Soulless Path, really surprised by this first game, by how active the Pioneers have been so far. That's a miss, though! Draco! Off the post and in! Well, there's definitely been a game of ugly plays. Playoffs so often, especially in the battle bracket, so often are not decided by the teams that play cleanly. It's the teams that play scrappy. You're seeing both teams do it here, considering that what is at risk, their season lives. You have all to lose at this point. You'll do anything you can to stay in it. Even game for now, but that's likely to change soon, and we'll see by who it will be from. Mystic to Cyclopsalot! Oh, what a pass! An even better shot! Soulless Path on top of things! The heavy favorites in this match now take the lead. And I believe the lead for the first time as well. A 5-goal game 1, and we still have 2 minutes to go. That was a long touch. Heavenly got bumped. That's gonna roll in. Cyclopsalot with another one. And Soulless Path, bite back at it. Heavenly with enemy number 1 right now for SP Rise, and for Mystic on that play. They didn't get a lot of that bump, but it stopped their momentum. I don't know if Heavenly gets that regardless, but it would have been close. And a risk that you don't need to take if you're Soulless Path. And they're not done either. Cyclopsalot looking for another one. Has been the benchmark that Acid Pioneers must break. As Mystic will win the challenge. It is straight to Zaza though. Acid. Oh, and a double commit there. That's going to be bad timing. Cyclopsalot to clear. Up is Heavenly. They've been the consistent backline for the Acid Pioneers. Unfortunately, they've been the only one to score so far. The offense that we need to see from Zaza and from JC hasn't really materialized. JC the back wall though. Double tap not connected. It's Zaza who needed more on that shot. A great looking chance and a wasted opportunity for Acid Esports. Cyclopsalot. Past Heavenly. Still Cyclopsalot. That one pinched all the way back to the blue half of the field. As it's Draco. He clears it back. Soulless Path just waiting. That's not a great play though. He'll be bumped out. Heavenly gonna be chased now from behind. Now they'll have a player in front. They get by that too. Draco the only one left standing, and they will slow the play down, allow for a clear, and allow SB Rise to at least recover. Although the road to recovery will still be long. JC, not an interesting play there. Will, in fact, actually play the pass to Zaza. That could be a good chance. Too slow to pull the trigger, and SB Rise get rid of it quickly. Oh, Demo's in the play as well. Both teams left momentarily playing 2-on-2, but we're right back into things as here goes Cyclopsalot. No one there. Soulless Path just choosing to take their time as that shot not on target from JC. Draco. Demo in front from Mystic. Soulless Path not afraid to get physical as it's Zaza needing a goal there. Will not be able to catch up. Heavenly missing as well. Time running up for the Acid Pioneers. A strong start for them, but they could not keep that going after the first minute of the game. It was Soulless Path in the long run. And a great performance here from Cyclopsalot. A hat-trick in this game. They'll need more players like that to step up. And again, for Acid, what was a really good-looking start for them, just couldn't keep it going. As if you want to see my face. Hi there, guys. I'm back. Soulless Path, though. 1-0 in the series. And again, solid from them. They look definitely composed. They look more composed than this Acid side. And really for Acid, the big issue for them is, again, the fact that the goals are coming from Heavenly. That's not a bad thing that Heavenly's scoring. In fact, they're the most defensive player on this team, on offense. They sit quite far back, and they take a lot of long shots, a lot of long clears. Those are going to work occasionally. But really what's going to make this offense work is seeing Zaza and JC work together. I just didn't see them show up this game. You need your offense to show up. It's so often you hear in the RLCS talk about how defense wins championships and offense wins games. Well, to win games, you need an offense. I hate to see Zaza and JC step up. If not, we're going to see this same kind of output consistently. And I don't know if SBRs are going to be nearly as nice about giving you goals that early. We go to game 2 now. Again, my concern is that this Acid Pioneers offense could be completely shut down. It wouldn't take too much from SB Rise to do it as well. It would just be recognizing that Heavenly's the one shooting, although they all go in. That is a wide open net. And Zaza, I think he pinched it with JC. It'll go in, though. A real terrible decision from Draco. Really, there's zero reason to go for that. You're not going to win that challenge, and in fact, you aren't going to play that. You had to jump a lot early if you're going to go for that shot, and even then, I would have advised against it. Just a poor decision, and one you don't need to make at this point. You don't need to go all in on offense. It's risky, and it's unnecessarily risky. As for SBIs, though, they might get back quickly here. Offense, made by Draco, will be Cyclopsalot, who again had 3 goals last game. I have no clue if that kind of consistency will stay true for the rest of the series, but for now, SBIs have at least proven they can score, as Draco's gonna have a net to look at. Both Zaza and JC jumping on it as no boost for Cyclopsalot. They'll need to get to this one, and quickly, on the corner, and out of danger. Mystic to Cyclopsalot, right in front of the net, Devil made! Tie game for SBIs! Well, I didn't like where Cyclopsalot was standing here. He's too close to Mystic, but Mystic had other ideas. It's really the only option he has there. If Cyclopsalot doesn't shoot that immediately, is you gotta go for the bump because they're too close to each other. And the pass is not really gonna be all that scary. But it does connect. And Solidpath Rise have not been afraid to use those bumps this series so far. Mystic, saved by Zaza. And everybody from Solidpath waiting. That is straight back to Cyclopsalot. Pinched away again. Zaza and JC once more reading each other's minds. This play will be back to the blue possession. Mystic. Big clear from JC, and ooh, that almost goes in off of Cyclopsalot. He will get to it. It's heavily up the corner. Mystic. To Cyclopsalot, surely! That's just wide of the net, but it did make the Pioneers go for it. Definitely still scaring them here. Cyclopsalot, who hasn't really stopped his shooting prowess. Already 1 goal this game, as that's going to be played in field. And right now for Solus Path, the one thing that's holding them back right now is how aggressive they're willing to play. They're sitting quite far back. They typically don't seem to send more than 1 player up to offense at a time here. And if they do send a second player, they're usually waiting in the midfield. So they're playing very passively right now. Of course, with the way that things are going, they have a pretty quality offense without needing to send 2 players up. But if Acid Pioneers can start to play a much better defensive game, that's where things are going to get difficult. But right now, they've not been able to catch up to Solus Path and their pace of play. This is a little more like it, though. Draco and Mystic both pushing. That's the kind of aggression you need. And a really well-played pass to make it 2-1 in their favor. So as long as Solus Path can feel comfortable going to be that aggressive, as in Pioneers, their defense isn't going to be able to do their job. For Acid, they can absolutely slow down the Solus Path offense if they force them to play passively. That's not easy to do, but the way you do it is you really are able to just clear the ball away consistently. It seems like they'll sit further back if you just clear the ball. But these clears just being left right to the midfield, and Solus Path love that. That's a free shot there. Will be taken wide. Now goes Draco looking for Mystic. He got the bump too. Would have loved to see Mystic slow things down, but he jumps early, doesn't read any of it. Solus Path will have to slow things down. Awkward play for Mystic. He will beats the challenge from JC. Surely there's a shot. Heavenly out on target. Scored the only 2 goals for Acid Pioneers of last game. Now looking to be aggressive themselves. Mystic. Zaza. Bumped out by Mystic to Cyclopsalot. A similar looking passing play. This one, he does try to jump early on it. It won't go very far. And Draco. AC clears. Heavenly. Right at Cyclopsalot and the SP Rise back line. Big clear will be left for the Acid Pioneers to deal with. As here goes JC. Reset! In the net! Oh, it's an own goal! He got a flip reset on this play. It's at least forcing SBI to sit down, but that wasn't on target. Mystic puts it in his own goal, whether it was by happenstance or an attempt to make a save. Mystic just in the wrong spot there. And Solus Path, well, they're not going to be able to escape this game unscathed. Will be Draco. Heavenly has it. More challenge from Mystic, plays that right into Heavenly. Solus Path, back to playing defense? Maybe? Yes, it will be. Well, maybe not. Cyclopsalot looking to get something. It's Draco on the big clear. Nobody back. Sir Clopsalot will leave it, and it bounces in. Tough redirect for Sir Clopsalot. He went for it, though, but haven't been able to really catch it perfectly, but Zaza was on such low boost anyways, it didn't matter. And a Soulless Path, at least for now in the final minutes, are up by 1, albeit this is not a lead that they should feel comfortable in the slightest. Sir Clopsalot to Mystic, looking for insurance! But it's lightly hit. Zaza will be the one on the save, and now looking to be the one on the clear. They do get a bump on this, but can't get by the midfield. It's Soulless Path again. When Draco completely misread it, room for Heavenly. They're bumped out the way. What a great bump. That'll get rid of all the offense that Acid Pioneers could have gotten on that play. With what they were doing, they looked like they were going to be on a 2-on-1 too. That is a great opportunity. Could have been a really good goal-scoring chance as well. Soulless Path, able to keep that ball away from danger for now. Acid, though, just need a good chance, and maybe they can come back, but not happening here. Soulless Path clears it away, and will end Game 2. So far this series getting closer, but still Soulless Path proving their offense just seems to play better. Definitely better, though, from Zaza and from JC. I think, honestly, we see that again, maybe in a different game. Maybe you see Acid Pioneers win this one around. Thank you for the follow there. What was it? Wild Wolftick? Sorry, Wild Wolfie. Thank you for the follow, Wild Wolfie. Looks like I think Acid might be calling a tactical timeout here. Now, you do have one per series. I think Acid's going to call a timeout here, so we'll see if they call it. I think they're calling it, though. We'll see what happens going into Game 3 if Acid does want to call a timeout. But they asked about about calling a timeout here, so we'll see if they want one. It would not be a bad idea to call one here. You're 0-2 down. You don't want to take a timeout 0-3 down. I think they are calling a timeout, though. We're going to take this as a timeout. So Acid is using their one and only tactical timeout in this series. So we'll see how they use it, but huge for them. They definitely need to make this timeout matter. I mean, you only get one per series. It's only an extra minute, so. But again, you do have one. 0-2 down. This is the right time to call it if you are to call one. Of course, I know there's a good amount of teams out there that don't care to use timeouts because they're not easy to use, so. But timeouts still ongoing. They've got some time to talk to each other about this and what they're going to do with it. I think more than anything, you're seeing teams nowadays more than ever just take the timeout as a time to walk away for a little bit and not let the game get in your head. Think about something else for a minute or two and come back with a new mindset. I liked what I saw in Game 2 from Acid Pioneers on their offense. Definitely got more involved, definitely got more active. We need to see more of that, and we need to see them bring more of that. Their defense didn't stand up well, though. Soulless Path Rise aren't willing to play super aggressively. I think it's something Acid Pioneers need to recognize that if they can just clear the ball away well, and they didn't clear the ball away well, a lot of their clears went right down the middle of the field, which is really not where you want to clear them. You want to clear them out the sides so that they can't shoot. But I want to see them clear the ball out better. If they get better clears, I think we see this SP Rise team go back to a more passive playstyle, a more passive positioning on offense, and that's just gonna lead to less shots from them, less goal-scoring opportunities, and more time for the Acid Pioneers to make things happen. Now, timeout is over. They did use their only timeout of the series, so might be able to call another one. It's here from here on. They need to be the ones to step up and prove themselves. Often we see teams off of timeouts not change things around, but Acid is off to a strong start. It's been their best player so far tonight in Heavenly, who goes again. It's a ceiling double tap, one that Mystic has to wait on. It's an impressive first save, though, for Mystic, but they're not going to be able to get the second one. And of course, this path could just answer immediately. In fact, they're close to doing so. This is not a great spot for the Acid Pioneers. Low boost for a couple of their players. As a miss there. Zaza, the only one on a full tank. It'll be Cyclopsalot. Draco moving in. He can score from there. And Mystic will take the ball here. Around the corner. Oh, it's Mystic to Draco. Oh, he missed it. Mystic again. Leaves it for Cyclopsalot. That's off the post. Surely there's another one on this play. Draco just waits. Would have liked to see him push up, but clearly not comfortable. Soulless Path had a great look. A great couple of looks. The fact they don't score there is beyond me. Here's another chance. Mystic. JC looking to bait one in. Does catch Draco. Cyclopsalot now. Around the corner, it's Draco. Oh, a miss there from Cyclopsalot. He's had multiple good looks. This one's going to be a goal against him. And normally after I've opened goals like these, it's because someone overcommits. That's not even an overcommit from Cyclopsalot. It's the right decision. He has a free shot there. He just needs to hit it. He missed completely, and that is now 2-0 for the Acid Pioneers. And for SB Rise, multiple chances on offense that they just don't score. Chances that you really should be scoring. Really, that reset, at least for the Pioneers, has worked well for them. They're still not slowing down as Mystic. Zaza. Oh, what a great looking pass will be played out by Heavenly. As a tough play there for Mystic. Bouncing ball will be left for Cyclopsalot, who has had multiple chances that he's missed completely this game. Guy who's been scoring most of the goals for Soulless Path here tonight. Unable to hit an open net, so it'll be a huge redemption moment for him if he can do it, says JC the other way. 2 touches and gone. Draco waiting on it. It's a bit of an ugly looking touch, and it's not exactly any better here. Acid Pioneers still on the ball. They won't get close enough to the net though, but doesn't matter. SB Rise firmly worried, and for good reason. Acid, unlike what we saw in Game 1 when they went up by 2-0, not so brittle. Not so easy to contain. Cyclopsalot dunked on the challenge. That is going to be 3-0. And it's Acid Pioneers once more. One thing that has definitely hurt SB Rise so far tonight, and I haven't mentioned it too much because it hasn't been a big issue for them, is the fact that when they go onto rotation SB Rise, it feels like so often they leave each other to go for boost. Their rotations aren't exactly very close. In that you so often see a good amount of open dead air moments where there's no one from SB Rise putting pressure on the Acid side. Something that Acid hasn't really done that much. They've stayed a lot closer. Of course, the risk when you stay that close in rotation is that it's a lot easier to be out of rotation. But at this point in the season, you gotta be confident that you trust each other. You gotta be able to follow each other up. Your rotations need to be there, and you definitely can't be a team that's waiting. Soulless Path hasn't hurt them so far tonight. This game, though, you're starting to see it show up. You're starting to see Acid side a lot more confident now. That could be a big difference in how this series plays out. That's hello, Mini Chris. That's a name I haven't seen in forever. How are you doing? I haven't seen you. I don't know how long it's been since I've last seen you in chat. I hope I hope you are enjoying yourself. Yeah, I'm still streaming. I'm still casting. I have never left. You're joining us for the series playoff action here as Acid Pioneers did just take a tactical timeout after their Game 2 loss, and well, things have completely shifted, it feels. As it's going to be Zaza for 4-0. I mean, this is the best game that we've seen from Acid so far tonight. Easily. And Soulless Path just... well, they haven't changed, obviously. They haven't done anything different, but they're going to need to. You just came back to leagues? Well, I'm happy to hear that. Let me know if you ever want me to stream a match of yours. Just message me. If I have open time, I'll see if I can do it. This summer especially, I'm going to be streaming probably a lot more than I normally do. I usually don't stream as much during fall, winter, and spring because that's when I'm studying. And I'm in classes, but during the summer, I don't have classes, so you're going to see a lot more streaming from me. Oh, what a dribble from JC. It's just getting worse and worse for SB Rise. And I mean, Acid just, at this point, can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter anymore. I think Soul's Path have let this game go. We have a match tonight. I mean, it depends, but I usually don't accept requests on stream because that's tough to do. It also depends when it is tonight, to be fair. But you should message me on Discord. Join my Discord server, !Discord. Message me, DM me. And unlike a lot of people on Discord, I actually will read a lot of all my DMs, so please message me. I will answer. Usually how most people get me booked anyways is by messaging me, so be afraid. I will answer. But for now, Acid Pioneers do take a win in Game 3. Very well played win as well. Easily the best game we've seen from them all night. Everybody getting involved in different ways. Well, Heavenly, I think, is still the strongest player here tonight. JC and Zaza felt a lot more like a strength than a liability. And unfortunately, again, these last two games for them, they felt like they've been liabilities at times. They've not been able to really be effective. This game they did. Whatever that timeout did, whatever they did during that timeout, well, at least for Game 3, it has put them back in it. As we now go to Game 4. Well, Game 4 here, and if Acid can continue where they left off in Game 3, I think there'll be one of two things. One, I think the series will be even. We'll go, and we'll at least have a very long match tonight, unlike a lot of best of sevens in this part of the playoffs. But also, we're probably going to see Solus Path use their tactical timeout as well. I think if they lose this game, I think you have to call one. Of course, that ignores the fact that they may not know. They may not know what to do in a timeout. There are a lot of teams that don't call them because they just don't know what to do with the timeout, as that's a giveaway touch. In goes Cyclops. He was quite quiet last game, but he's the offensive scorer for Solus Path here in the series, and if you're Heavenly, you gotta get rid of that ball a lot faster. You cannot allow yourself to get dunked with a dribble, because that ball's gonna go right behind you and into your net. And there's really nothing your teammates can do about it. Will be Heavenly. What a great touch. Will be left for just Draco. Mystic. Unable to get there fast enough. Acid Pioneers trying to pick up the pace. And again, look at how close they are rotating to each other. They're a lot more responsive to each other's plays than Solus Path is right now. Again, the risk, though, is if they don't work out well, that rotation can fall apart. And defensively, they have been a mess at times tonight. So they gotta be careful here, as this is gonna be a tough spot to be. Draco, right at Zaza. He had no boost as well, went for the in-and-out block, he got it too, but for SB Rise, that's more so, I think, a missed opportunity for them than a real great play from the Acid Pioneers defense, and Acid, oh, they go the other way with it! It's Heavenly who ties this game, so the Solus Path Rise lead is a lead no more as they break through the midfield, and surprisingly, it's Solus Path who are overcommitting a whole lot more tonight than Acid is. It's weird because, again, SB is staying a lot further back, but the problem with that is that they're leaving a lot of room between that second and third player, meaning their third player either goes or doesn't go, and they typically seem to go for challenges that they shouldn't be. But either way, it's either they go for challenges that they are completely beaten in, or they don't go and they have to play a 2-on-1 defensive structure. Either way, that's not what you want to do here in 3v3. And for SB Rise, it has not worked well for them. For some teams it does, for Solus Path it has not, as they'll go for the pass. Oh, a big net there! And Draco will want that play back. Could have been the lead right there for Solus Path. I said, here goes Acid. Cut down by Cyclops a lot. JC, not able to get it! Play there for Heavenly. Zaza to the corner. And Acid. Maybe not the same high-flying start we saw in Game 3, but they can definitely add on to this game. And right now, they are the better-looking team. overall. Although that's a great looking pass to Mystic. He's one-on-one. He is not in the net. Zaza, well, he did get bumped. Forced him to shoot wide. And now, while him and Heavenly think about it, they'll get the ball out of their defense and upfield a little more. Demo on JC. Acid. Oh, out of position! Is that in? Oh, you better believe it is from Mystic. Acid, I think, was having a little conversation back there. Zaza, oh, they ran into JC. They ran into each other. No wonder Mystic had so much room. JC saw it, too. He knew he had to go for it. Of course, that bump, though, will deny him the opportunity. Souls Path now do get the lead that they have been looking for. A couple chances that they've had an open net miss, but they are the ones up at this point in the game, albeit maybe not for long. Who's back? It's, oh, what a save, Sir Clopsalot. Gets there just in time. Now Heavenly, the guy you don't want to have on the ball right now. It's saved away. As a jump challenge from Sir Clopsalot, another big block. He goes down the field as it's JC. All his boost, he will not get through Mystic. Zaza. They'll leave it up for Heavenly. They're looking to get by one. It's over Sir Clopsalot. Mystic. Off the side wall. Back in play. Draco's out of position. And it's JC. Ties it at 2. A gutsy play call there. It works perfectly. And it's JC from the heavens. I put Acid back on the map. Next goal might be the one to win it here. Oh, what a pass! It will be Sir Clopsalot who gets on it in time. Acid looking to tie this series up with just one more goal. They'll miss this one. Sir Clopsalot won't get to it either. Another whiff. Zaza will be the one to get to it in time. And now he'll look to challenge. He wins it too. JC. He can't shoot here, but he does have Heavenly in the midfield. This will be cleared away by Mystic. Heavenly not there. Zaza flips out of the way. It's pinched back to Draco. Soulless Path. This is the guy who wanted the ball right now is Draco. Such a mechanical player. He can set things up for his teammates easily as Miss there. The Clopsalot wisely choosing not to play it. Instead, go back to defense and take his time. Draco. Clopsalot unable, and it's Zaza now! A net! The lead! Acid up by 1! A late game leader! It's Zaza! Who finds the break in the defense, and he just pounces on the opportunity! Acid Pioneers to tie the series. We'll just need to play defense for half a minute more. Souls Path, though, ready for the challenge. They'll need to play with all the aggression that they have in them here. Right now, they gotta get the ball back first, as it's Acid who will go down the field. They're not going to play this low. Everybody back. Sir Clopsalot will put the initial play on target. Everybody up for Acid. They gotta rush back here. That net's vulnerable. Zaza to the corner. JC outward. Acid just need to let it hit the ground. JC to the corner, in front of the net, and in the net from Zaza. Well, that tactical timeout has done wonders for Acid Pioneers. 2 straight wins, and I mentioned again before this game started, if Acid wins, 2 things are going to happen. 1, this series is going to be tied. It is tied, but I do think we're going to see a timeout call here from SP Rise. I would be surprised if they don't call one, because realistically, things are starting to fall away from them. Acid getting the momentum going in this best of 7. Often in the professional scene, you see these timeouts change the completely change a series. At this level, it's less likely, but still, you see it happen. No timeout call, though, from SP Rise. I don't know if I agree with that decision, but they will make that call. They will not use their timeout yet. I really think if they go down 3-2 in this series, I think it's going to be too late to call a timeout. So, an interesting decision. But for Acid Esports and their fans, that timeout has been the difference maker so far. 3 straight strong offensive performances. They need to keep that going. It's offense that wins you games, and it's defense that can win you the series. Right now for the Acid Pioneers, their offense is winning these games, is the one in control. Only tough as a team to recover from 2 games down, but Acid proving to you how to do it. Now, we're getting into territory where SB Rise, they've had 2 games to learn from the Acid Pioneers. Now they gotta find a way to equal that output and bring in what they can do. I think a lot of it comes down to just smart challenges, smart rotations, close rotations. A couple goals from SB Rise, that Acid Pioneers offense, it's not gonna show up, and already they're on the net. As challenge won by Mystic goes right to Cyclopsolot. It's the all-reliable. He hasn't missed much tonight. They keep going to him, and it keeps working. The series will at least guarantee at least a Game 6 in it. But the series itself, I haven't seen too many Game 7s from them. Of course, that can change. In fact, the last time I want to say we had a Game 7 from Road Series on the stream was the EU 2v2 Premier Division, like the Swiss stage of that. I think that was the last time we had a Game 7 from Road Series on this stream. Of course, only a few weeks ago, but with how many playoff matches we're streaming from World Series, it puts into perspective how tough it is to see one go the distance. For Acid, though, of course, they would like to be the team with the lead after 5 games and continue their momentous run. They'll have to hold the lead, but this is not a lead that will be enough. They'll need at least a few more goals. I mean, with the way the Acid displayed their offense, expect at least a few goals from them this game. They may not see that number, but their offense has proven they can easily score upwards of 4 goals plus. So, SB Rise, just knowing the output this Acid team can have, 1-0 is definitely not going to be how this game will end. I just can't see it happening with the offenses that are on display. Although, as the series goes on, I expect to see more passivity from these players. I think as the series goes on, you want to be more aggressive, you want to be more confident, but you're likely going to see the exact opposite. The players just are going to become nervous. Again, considering what's on the line, considering that this is your season at hand, nerves are going to show up. You're going to see players start to slow down a little bit more. For Acid, though, as expected, here comes the offense and a wide open net for Heavenly. A lot of these goals for Acid have just been wide open nets when the SP Rise rotation can't support itself. That one without boost. Everybody left just couldn't get back in time, and Acid doing a really good job at just waiting for the rotation to break down and forcing it to break down. The kind of position that they're putting themselves in, they're right there to capitalize. Doesn't help as well that everybody on this Acid side be a striker at one point or another. Again, of course, Heavenly being the player to really look at here as being the consistency factor for them, but everybody's had their moments, everybody's had their shots, everybody's had their plays on offense. For SB Rise, it's been, well, a lot of Cyclops, a lot Mystic has helped out as well. Draco being a setup man, everybody can be offensive. But of course, we didn't see the same kind of goal-scoring talent that we saw Acid show in the last 2 games. You don't need it, though, to win these games. You will need consistency. And you will need at least the threat that you can score a bunch of goals. That itself is quite difficult to do. Soulless Path, knowing that their season is at risk, will be hunting to take the lead late in Game 5. Miss there. Zaza and Heavenly. Both players commit. Acid with only 1 player back in JC. That clear, though. The Soulless Path goes right to him. And he'll get this touch as well. Tough read. Zaza met by Cyclops a lot. Mystic now. He only gets 1 touch on this. He's playing for the pass. I've been playing for the bump as well on Heavenly. Either way, it wasn't what he wanted, and now you're seeing all these bumps. Trying to get in the way, make something happen! Oh, it does happen! Beautiful placement from Mystic. Again, this all starts from Sir Clopslot wrecking havoc on the Acid back wall. Gets rid of the options, gets rid of the players, gets rid of their boost, and puts them in all sorts of turmoil. SP Rise. A perfectly executed offense, and now they had another one from Mystic. Whiffed on by Zaza, who needs to make this touch realistically as a defender. You don't need to jump early on that play. I'm surprised he jumps. He must have thought it hit the ceiling, because you don't jump early for that unless you know it's hitting the ceiling. You're trying to play quickly. He didn't have to there. He could have taken his time, could have waited just a little bit more. And they were on low boost. They really didn't have much of a challenge. Of course, Acid are going to find some goals late if they are to not be on match point against a team with a 2-5 regular season record, proving that playoffs, they're a very different team, although still, that may not be enough. It's demo upfield, JC going for net. It's Heavenly who jumped in as well. Another heavy commit for Acid. At this point, you kind of have to go for it, though. As Zaza, Draco, right by Heavenly. As up the back wall, second touch not made. And look at this from Sir Clopslot, all the way back to Mystic. Soulless Path just gonna take away the seconds. The Acid offense, proving that they may be inconsistent at best. Soulless Path, as I said, just needed a few goals to shut down the offense of Acid. They've done just that. And now they have match point in this playoffs match. For Acid Pioneers, one more loss, their season is over just like that. And again, Acid offense, inconsistent it seems to be at best. Unable to get the kind of start that they had before. And you saw it just tear through the mirror. So for Soulless Path, again, no timeout, tactical timeout taken. Definitely an interesting call, but well, that call ends up seemingly working for them right now. And of course, we still have a whole lot more. We still have a whole lot more to play here. Reminder that this is again elimination on the line, so a lot to play for here as well. As we go into Game 6 and Neo Tokyo. Throughout the series playoffs, cutthroat to say the very least. They're not kind, they're not nice, they're not your friend. You win or you go home. And for Acid, going home may be what's next, but they do start well. 2 seconds in. And already Zaza on the board for the Acid Pioneers. Soulless Path, maybe not ready, maybe trying to play at the late kickoff. It didn't work. Of course, Acid not done. JC! Oh, what a strike! Acid is right back in it, and look at the start they have here from what was a inconsistent Game 5. Game 6, they're right back in form. And Soulless Path is going to need to bring their offense to show as well if they are to take the series here. Right now, though, for Acid, they're still on. JC, not on target. And for Zaza, it is in the goal. Zaza on the dunk. Acid up by 3 goals now. And, well, I don't know if there's any way. If you're Soulless Path, if you can... I don't know if you can come back from this, even with all time to go. The mental collapse, though, is going to be what really hurts them here. Acid, well, not done. Looking for another. That is right in front of their net, though. Tough play there to make. It'll now be Zaza. Still playing it onward. Acid. Oh, a demo in front. We haven't seen the return of the demo since game 4. But Acid, not afraid to show them. Well, they definitely can't be afraid. Because those demos have been a difference maker at times for them. As for Rise, well, out of position. It's 4-0 now. Outplayed, outmatched right now by Acid Pioneers. This game has gotten away quickly, and Acid is, I don't think they're going to stop scoring either. They've got a Game 7 to play, too. And if you're Acid, you score as much as you can to demoralize Solus Path. You make this a game that Solus Path will not be able to forget. Really, I think the big thing for Solus Path at this point, just get a goal. You need to get a goal. You need to get something. If you can't score, that's going to really hurt. In many ways, at least from my competitive experience, not scoring is almost worse than getting destroyed, getting blown out. So at least with a blowout, you can feel like you've been outplayed, but if you can't score, which is, you know, very tough to not score in games, it really does feel like it's even worse, like you can't get offense going. Missed it, though! What a strike! And Solus Path will not be blown out. Beautifully placed. But of course, the comeback for Solus Path, if they want to make one, it's going to be a long one. And it's only going to get tougher. Right back in their face. As they all pushed up, they've all overcommitted again this game. Feels like Game 7 is where this series is heading, unless something drastic happens. Off the sidewall. I don't know what that is from Zaza. He'll leave the ball for his teammate. Says, oh, what a great touch there from JC. He'll chase after it too. No touch made though against Sir Klopsalot. In goes Heavenly. And half the game still to play. SP Rise back on the board. They haven't given up on this game. Credit to them. It's so easy to give up when you're down 3-4 goals in a game. Solus Path have not done that. They're still here. And boy, they are still treating this as if they're in it. That's a very strong mentality. It's going to scare the Acid side a little bit. It should definitely scare them a little bit here to see a team, even when they're down by this many goals, still play as if they're going to win it. They still have a chance to come back in this game. It is not over. But again, the fact that Solus Path have not given up, have not shown that they're going to give up, again, should only make Acid nervous. There's a Klopsalot. Oh, I would have liked to see Mystic have it, but Sir Klopsalot will go himself. Gets the challenge on Zaza. Heavenly will slow down the SP Rise push, but here they go again. Draco. Now Mystic. They've got Sir Klopsalot. Oh, what a block from JC. This is in the net for 6-2. Goes back again, sending everyone in. And really when they go for that, they really do send everyone in. It's all in or nothing. It's a goal, one way or the other. It's the ultimate risk if you're Solus Path, and they definitely tend to do this whenever they're down in games. At this point, maybe they're just doing it because they have nothing to lose. At this point in Game 6. Yeah, this strong start for Acid just continues. They answer everything that Solus Path have brought to them. Now, though Solus Path, through the last half of this game, is keeping things very even. The first half of the game put it well away from them where they need to answer, and, well, they aren't going to be able to do that here. It's Zaza again. He's got a hat-trick this game, the Orgoner. Doing what he can to continue to really push the issue on Solus Path Rise. And late in Game 6, again, I would not expect Acid to slow down. I expect them to keep playing the same way, and with total offense. this point now, it's all about a mental game. What can you do mentally to shut down Soul's Path? Well, they almost got scored on there. Clearly, they've not been able to stop them defensively. So some massive demos. As here goes Draco. Mystic. I don't like that redirect. It is right back to the middle of the field and right to Heavenly. JC, unable to get the bump on Sir Clapsalot. As Zaza, wide of the goal. Still looking to turn it in. Acid, though, will run out of room. And Soul's Path just looking for a goal late. Draco. Not enough of that power to beat Zaza. Is Acid just waiting, or maybe a little too much? That one hit the post and goes away. JC able to collect, and he's got an extra flip. He's gonna use it too. Oh my goodness, JC! Rubbing it in, if you will. That is a fantastic flip reset. And Acid Pioneers are going to go into Game 7 with a huge boost of momentum. I mean, it's 8-2. It's playoffs. You just don't see games like this in playoffs. And Acid, what has been a very close series, will be very not close in Game 6. Dominant win. We've got Champions Field ahead of us. One win to move on in the brackets, or see yourself watching from the sidelines. Acid, after dropping the first 2 games, have been close ever since. And SB Rise taking their time out now. They will eventually use it here now, going right before Game 7. I think they would have had a better chance using it before Game 5. But they use it here after Game 6, so... Soul's Path Rise will get an extra minute to themselves. And this will be, hopefully for them, a very crucial extra minute. You know, to make things even. I mean, with how bad of a win this was for Aspirants, for how far they were in the ahead. Yeah, you'll want a timeout after a game like this if you're the losing side. Champions Field ahead of us, but for now we'll wait just a little bit longer. Acid Pioneers, Soul's Path Rise. Their whole season comes down to this. 5-2 the regular season for SB Rise. 2-0 in Swiss. For a team that, again, has done very well, has been near the top of the division, in a division that has been as big as this one is. A division with a 32-team final bracket. It's very tough to stand out. It's very tough to be notable. A positive season, and a good one at that. Could all be thrown away here in Game 7 for Acid Pioneers. An underdog story that is unbelievable. Yet a team that's proving that it is very much doable for them to make a run in this playoff bracket. That can be taken away from them here. Both teams will use their tactical timeouts. Both teams will use their extra minutes. Both teams have to play a clutch Game 7. Moments away now from kickoff. Moments away from Game 7. And moments away from one team's season ending on this stream in the lower round 1. Soul's Path, Acid Esports. One game, one chance to prove you deserve to move to lower round 2. This is it. Win or end your season. Show up or disappear. SB Rise, Acid Pioneers, Champions Field, you all know what it is. You all know what this means. Soul's Path looking to get the early strike. Teams, as I mentioned before, are likely to get more and more nervous as this series goes onward. I would not be surprised if we see this become a defensive battle. For a series that has been almost entirely based on the offenses, it might be defense that will be in control of this Game 7 and the deciding factor of who takes the win. Aggression's gonna come at a premium here, and for both these teams, aggression's gonna come with that risk of overcommitting, of leaving an open net, of pushing yourself too thin. Goldpath Rise know that. They've overcommitted a bunch this series. Acid Pioneers, they'll take advantage of that. We also know how quickly things can go wrong for Acid if SP can get themselves up. It just feels like it feels like once Soul's Path is up, you don't see Acid come back. Every goal, every play matters! That's just off the post! Cleared away! It's open! It is Sir Clopsalot off the bar! Still in front! Who wants it? It's open and it was missed! Soulless Path with the first major chance, and that one goes without a goal. Here's another chance. Acid now. Back post and out. Where's the follow? It's JC, but not fast enough. Sir Clopsalot gets there. The post, the ultimate defender so far for both sides. And we play onward, scoreless so far in Game 7. Sir Clopsalot. Zaza, oh, he doesn't get it well! Draco! And he's hit it wide of the net! Another open net! And SP Rise have had 2 of those now this game. And they haven't scored either. If Acid gets that first goal, you're gonna look back at that and think, what happened? Well, what happened is they weren't clutch when they needed to be. Acid has been. It's in, and it's JC with the credits. Half the game to go. Acid up by 1. They may look for another. It's JC! And it's Draco who gets there. He'll need to be a huge playmaker this game. We often have talked about Sir Clopsalot and his shooting, but it's Draco and his mechanics that could definitely separate these teams. Oh, but a miss there! And a 2-0 lead for the Pioneers. So little boost for Mystic. So little time to make a play. And no opportunity to recover off of that mistake. And Soul's Path really slow things down. It looks like Sir Clopsalot has stopped moving. About the worst time for that to happen. It's Game 7. It's pinched away, though. That one not on target. Off the back wall for free. And another open net miss. We've had 3 of those this game now for Soul's Path. All of them have gone wide. Another chance. That's up the bar. Where's the shot? It's not good enough. And Soul's Path looking to try to jump forward. It's a miss on the back wall. It's another one for Acid. The high scoring continues into Game 7. And really the difference, it feels like it's going to end this Game 7, end this series, is when the pressure got high, one team scored their chances, the other couldn't hit their open net shots. SP Rise back at full strength. But it won't matter. Acid again. 4-0 now. Oh, I think another disconnect here for Sir Clopsalot. Just adding on to the Soul's Path Rise issues. As Zaza, JC, 1:40 to go, and Soul's Path just in the worst situation possible. I think they want to be anywhere but here right now. For Acid, at this point, maybe in full celebration mode. So often when we go to Game 7, it ends up not being very close. This one, definitely the same, and whilst SP Rise will get a goal back, there may not be enough time left for them to take this game. And the sad thing is for Sir Clopsalot, he absolutely is playing. I've seen him move a good amount this game, and yet there's been moments where he's just completely disconnected and has not been able to do anything. I need him to show up. He's been their big goal scorer this series. But really more than that, they needed to hit their open nets earlier. Now they're low in field. Shot is saved. What a great block for Acid. And they'll clear it again. Demo as well. This is to make it 5-1 and really put things out of reach. They'll need it. Not that they'll likely need it here, the way that things are moving. Soul's Path at this point. Running on fumes, running on any hope that's left in them. Acid is going to work swiftly to get rid of it. As Draco clears. Tough touch, but made by Zaza. And Acid, once more, down the field. 30 seconds to go. They mentioned before they were in celebration mood. It looked like 2 minutes ago. It hasn't changed for them. Soul's Path may have scored, but Acid is still well in the lead. 0-2 down in the series. A tactical timeout that brought them back to life. And a Game 7 win for the Acid Pioneers. What a victory. What a night for Acid Esports, and what a way to advance to the next round of the final bracket. Acid Esports advance. Soul's Path are out. And what has been a Game 6 and a Game 7 full of dominance from Acid. You see it all show up here. And crucial games to be this dominant. Yeah, what a night here for Acid. Their playoff running continues for, again, a team that struggled in the regular season. That's got to feel like an absolute victory for them. Of course, their run not over. Their run's not done. They've got only just started. Reminder, it's a 32-team bracket. They've got a whole lot more rounds to go. I mean, just to get out of their own group of 8 here, they'll need to win 3 more matches just to get out of that group. And of course, that's only to get to the semifinals. They still have to win 2 more after that. It's a very tough road. You got to win 6 matches straight. But they're here for it. And, well, with a win like that, you have to imagine that there's going to be some real confidence on their side right now. What a night it has been to see. What a night of matches it has been as well. Acid Pioneers with a Game 7 victory. And for SB, well, an unfortunate Game 7 with those disconnects. Realistically, they couldn't hit the open nets when they had them in Game 7. They had plenty of opportunities to get themselves on the board early. They couldn't score any of them. And that's what happens. Acid takes over. Tonight will be a rough night for Soul's Path and their fans. 2 straight losses here. SB Clever team name with a 3-1 loss to NBDA Flare. And then an Acid Pioneers comeback. A Game 7 victory to take down and eliminate SB Rise from Royalty Series. That'll end the night as well. Congratulations to the teams that have won for Acid, to, of course, to what we saw earlier from NBDA Flare. We're going to get Acid to join us, though, for a little bit longer, just to chat with us for a little bit while we wait, but again, a little interview to end out the night. It's been a great night, considering that so many of these playoff matches seem to end so quickly. This was a very, very fun one to watch. Wait for Acid, whoever it is on Acid Pioneers to join us, but we're going to interview in just a moment here. To them, though, their run in the lower bracket continues. I believe they were going to play against the loser of Acid Huskies and SBC Spaceballs. I think they're playing against the loser of that match, so that'll be fun. As there we go, they've joined in. Welcome in, Acid Esports. It's Zaza. How you doing? Big win for you guys. Game 7 victory. It was a bad regular season for you guys. I mean, we won't talk about that any more than that. But you guys make it happen. The story continues. Zaza, this has got to be huge for you guys. You guys got to feel great.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, going 2-5 for the whole season, and then we found out we had Swiss. We made it through Swiss, and this game that we played lower round one was just really big for us. And then that's when I called the timeout, because I felt like if I didn't ever call it, we would have lost. So once I called it, we got back to series, and it was just cinema from there.
A lot of teams are hesitant to call timeouts. You mentioned it. That timeout was a difference maker this series. After 2 straight games of just not being able to get your momentum going, we saw the timeout called. We saw the difference it made. 2 straight wins, and then in Game 6 and Game 7 just took over. Is this something that you guys practice? I think a lot of teams are hesitant to call the timeout because they don't have practice, don't have experience using it. Do you feel like you are hesitant do you feel like, not that you're hesitant calling timeouts, do you feel like your team has practiced timeouts? Did you have an idea coming into the series what you'd use a timeout for?
I realized when we came on the series, I was gonna call one if we went like 2 down. I didn't say it to them. I said it to my head. I was like, if we go down 2 series, and then if it was like bad, I called the timeout, and then I realized when the first 2 games we were losing because they had really, really good passing plays. So what we realized is if we would just cut the passing plays off before they get it to their next man, because they will space so much out, it will be an open net every time, and that's what we capitalized on.
Definitely did. Great performance as well. Well, the bracket continues. You're an underdog in this match, in this bracket, as you mentioned, even yourself. You're an underdog in this match. You're a team that's not really supposed to make it that far in this bracket. Do you have any answers to, what it's, do you have any answers to the fact that you guys are so low seated in this bracket, that the expectations for you guys aren't that high? What does that do to this team, I guess, is when you don't have that high of an expectation?
I mean, honestly, we're just honestly a team of friends, and I want to say like a team that just plays just to play with each other and just friends all overall. So I feel like once we found out we had a chance at actually making playoffs, we just started locking in, and well, we came out with a win tonight.
Of course, the bracket still continues. This is a big bracket as well. One of the biggest it might be the biggest in the league. 32 teams in this final bracket.
You're not lying
As
about that one.
well. It's a big bracket. You guys are gonna have to work a lot, and of course, all of it's gonna have to be done on one life. So, what are you guys gonna do to make sure you stay consistent? Because the big problem with a bracket this big is consistency. How do you guys stay consistent week in and week out? Because the grand championship, the finals, is not for like over a month basically. In fact, I think it's in July. I believe your championship's is July 5th. So, in theory, you guys have a long way to go. You got to play week in and week out. You got to win a bunch, and you got to stay consistent over essentially a little over a month's worth of play. What are you guys going to do to make sure that you really play the best that you can, and secure yourself what would be a huge finish atop to a grand finals position?
Honestly, we play other leagues too, so we just stay consistent in that and just play together when we're just bored or when we're just chilling, so we can get more chemistry with each other and get more of a feel for each other than we did today. This is a big bracket, and I know there are a lot of SP teams and a lot of acid teams in the bracket, so this is going to be, only the first match, and let's see if we can go against SP versus acid in the grand final, and that would be pretty sick. Hopefully, we can see another Game 7 like we did tonight.
Well, for now, you guys are through. You take down Solus Path Rise in a huge win and a big comeback as well. So credit to you, Zaza, and the rest of Acid Pioneers. Big win for you guys. Do you have anything else you want to say as well before you guys kind of go back to Dark, go back to practicing, and come back in lower round 2?
Just want to say shout out for SP just for giving us that Game 7. I feel like if we never played them, then I feel like we wouldn't improve as a team. But ever since we played them, we've all improved together. And honestly, they're overall great team. I can see why they made it.
Yeah, since we've seen as Solus Path teams when we first ever participated in leagues, which was CPL, we've always encountered them. We've always lost against them, sometimes win against them. It got to a point where you can say, like, at this point, whenever you see an acid team and SP team in the same thread, at this point, it's just like an org rivalry. Because we know Just Doc, that guy, he knows how to make teams. He's always ready to cook up a storm with those teams. The fact that most of them made it to playoffs with acid, and that we're going to have a lot of these teams trying to take a trophy home is going to be a fun battle, especially because we actually like SP as an org. I shout Jock for all the good teams he's made and given us these competitions to be ready to face against.
Of course, that's also, by the way, for all of you wondering, that is a manager in Sox QT. Sox, you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah. Pioneers isn't going to be the only team these guys have to look out for. These guys are the underdogs of this bracket, but they are two big horses that are in the upper quarterfinals. On the left side, you have my team, the Acid Huskies. We went undefeated, only have one game loss in our name, and we're looking to actually play Friday night against SPC Spaceballs. And then on the right side, we have Acid Sonics, meant to be undefeated because of an unfortunate issue. They had to FF their first game. They're also looking to be underdogs who actually play another Solus Path team to try to beat top 16.
Good timing as well. As soon as you say that, I was like, I'm going to show you everybody the bracket, but the bracket's updating. Well, while we wait for the bracket to do that. Yeah, you mentioned as well, a ton of teams still playing here for Acid for Solus Path as well. Of course, you guys trying to win that championship. So, but for both of you, thank you so much for joining, Sox and Zaza. Congrats on the win to you guys, Acid Pioneers, and good luck in the rest of the playoffs. Hopefully, we'll get to see you guys again soon.
Thank you.
Thank
That sucks. Zaza joining in. And that'll end our night. I am exhausted. I'm sweating. It's really hot in here. If you guys don't know, my room is got like the worst air conditioning possible. But what a night has been. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Celeste. Big thank yous. As well, thank you to all of you who've been following. There's been a lot of you that have been following tonight. But that is it from me, Sporty FC. Thank you so much for joining. Again, follow my social medias as well. But that's it. Thank you all so much. Have a very good rest of your nights. And thank you to these teams for showing up. It's been great. Thank you for the follow, by the way, JC. Congrats on the win. As well there. That was well played. Very well played here. But all of you who are watching. Oh, Heavenly also with the follow. Thank you so much. Well, while you guys keep showing your support, I appreciate all the follows. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining the Sporty stream. Thank you so much for supporting the socials. We'll be live again tomorrow with more action. I'm going to live basically every single day this week. Basically live every single day this week. My apologies, I misclicked. Until I think until like Saturday basically. We don't have a match right there for that day, but we might get one soon. We'll see about that. For now, have a good night, everybody. Take care. It's great to see you all. It's great to be here, and we'll have more action for you in the next coming days. Pay attention to social medias for when I'll be live next, because we're not done with action. There's still a lot more match to go this week.